Indonesia and the Philippines are two large and vibrant countries located in the heart of Southeast Asia. Both nations are made up of thousands of islands, stretching across the equator, and are known for their rich cultures, diverse peoples, and stunning natural beauty. Their close proximity to each other has shaped their histories, economies, and even their daily lives in many ways. Although they are neighbors, Indonesia and the Philippines are separated by only narrow stretches of sea. These waters, while acting as natural borders, have also served as bridges, connecting the people of both countries for centuries through trade, migration, and cultural exchange. Both Indonesia and the Philippines are archipelagic nations, meaning they are made up of many islands, over 17,000 in Indonesia and more than 7,000 in the Philippines. This unique geography gives them some of the longest coastlines in the world. For millions of people living along these coasts, the ocean is not just a backdrop, but a vital part of everyday life. It provides food, jobs, and a way to connect with others, both near and far. One of the most important bodies of water for both countries is the South China Sea. This vast sea is not only a source of livelihood for many, but also a major highway for international trade. Its strategic location makes it a crucial part of the global economy. Every day, countless ships travel through these waters, carrying goods, oil, and resources between Asia, the Middle East, and beyond. The South China Sea is one of the busiest maritime routes in the world, making it essential for the economies of Indonesia, the Philippines, and many other countries. For local communities, the sea is also a source of life. Thousands of fishers from both Indonesia and the Philippines depend on these waters for their livelihoods. They catch fish, crabs, and other seafood that feed their families and supply markets across the region. The sea is woven into their traditions, stories, and way of life. But the South China Sea is not just an ordinary sea. It is a place of great opportunity but also of tension and uncertainty. The waters are rich in fish and believed to hold valuable oil and gas reserves beneath the surface, making them highly sought after. Many countries, including Indonesia, the Philippines, China, Vietnam, and others, claim parts of the South China Sea and its islands, such as the Spratly and Paracel Islands. These overlapping claims have led to disagreements and disputes over who has the right to fish, drill, or sail in certain areas. Sometimes these arguments turn into tense standoffs or confrontations at sea, making the area unsafe for fishers, traders, and even tourists. The risk of conflict is always present, and maintaining peace and security is a constant challenge. In response to these challenges, Indonesia and the Philippines have decided to work more closely together. They conduct joint patrols, share information, and hold maritime exercises to strengthen their ability to protect their waters and respond to emergencies. By joining forces, Indonesia and the Philippines are showing their commitment to keeping their shared seas safe and peaceful. Their cooperation not only helps protect their own people and resources, but also contributes to stability and harmony in the wider Southeast Asian region. The South China Sea is one of the busiest and most important seas in the world. Every day, thousands of ships travel through these waters, making it a vital artery for global trade and commerce. The sea stretches over 3.5 million square kilometers, connecting the Pacific and Indian Oceans, and serves as a crucial shortcut for ships traveling between Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. Ships from many countries use the South China Sea to move oil, food, manufactured goods, and raw materials. In fact, about one-third of all global shipping passes through these waters each year, carrying goods worth trillions of dollars. Oil tankers, container ships, and bulk carriers all rely on these routes to keep the world's economies running smoothly. The South China Sea is not just a highway for ships, it is also rich in marine life, supporting millions of people who depend on fishing for their livelihoods. Beneath the waves, the seabed is believed to hold vast reserves of oil and natural gas, making it a valuable resource for energy-hungry nations. Offshore oil rigs and fishing fleets are a common sight, highlighting the sea's economic importance. This sea connects several countries including China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Its waters touch the shores of some of the world's most populous nations, making it a shared resource and a point of contact between different cultures and economies. Because so many countries are nearby and depend on the sea, it is a very crowded and sometimes chaotic place. Fishing boats, cargo ships, and oil tankers all compete for space, making navigation challenging and increasing the risk of accidents. Each country wants to protect its own interests in the area. They send patrol boats and naval vessels to assert their presence and safeguard their claims. These actions are meant to show strength, but they can also raise tensions and lead to misunderstandings. Some islands and reefs in the South China Sea are claimed by more than one country. The Spratly and Paracel Islands, for example, are hotly contested, with several nations building outposts or even constructing artificial islands to strengthen their claims. These overlapping claims often cause arguments and sometimes even small confrontations between ships at sea. Coast Guard vessels may intercept fishing boats, and naval ships sometimes come dangerously close to each other, raising the risk of conflict. For countries like Indonesia and the Philippines, the South China Sea is essential for trade, food, and national security. Their fishermen rely on its waters for their daily catch, and their economies depend on safe and open shipping lanes. If the sea is not safe, or if disputes disrupt shipping and fishing, the economies and people of these countries could suffer greatly. Ensuring peace and stability in the South China Sea is not just a regional issue, it is a matter of global importance, affecting millions of lives and the flow of goods around the world. In recent years, tensions in the South China Sea have steadily escalated, drawing the attention of the world. This vast stretch of ocean, dotted with hundreds of small islands and reefs, has become a hotspot for international disputes and military activity. The region is not only rich in natural resources like oil, gas, and fish, but it is also a crucial route for global shipping, making it one of the most strategically important waterways on the planet. Many countries, especially China, have been rapidly building bases on small islands and reefs, transforming once uninhabited outcrops into fortified military outposts. China, in particular, has constructed runways, radar stations, and missile systems on these artificial islands, signaling its intent to strengthen its presence and control over the area. These developments have raised alarms among neighboring countries and the international community, who see them as a challenge to freedom of navigation and regional stability. To enforce their claims, countries deploy Coast Guard and naval ships to patrol these contested waters. Chinese vessels are often seen guarding these areas, sometimes aggressively chasing away boats from other nations, including those of Vietnam, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Indonesia. These confrontations can quickly escalate, leading to tense standoffs at sea and increasing the risk of accidental clashes. These assertive actions by China have caused significant concern for countries like Indonesia and the Philippines. Their leaders frequently meet to discuss maritime security, issue public warnings, and call for international support to uphold their rights and protect their citizens. For ordinary people, especially fishermen, these disputes are not just political, they are personal. Filipino and Indonesian fishers rely on these waters for their livelihoods, but now, they often face intimidation or even danger while working at sea. Both governments are determined to ensure their fishers can operate safely, without fear of harassment or violence from foreign vessels. To protect their maritime boundaries, Indonesia and the Philippines have increased naval patrols and surveillance in their waters. These efforts are aimed at deterring foreign intrusions and asserting their own sovereignty, sending a clear message that they will not tolerate outside control over their exclusive economic zones. China, however, continues to assert its claim over almost the entire South China Sea, marked by its controversial 9-dash line on maps. Chinese officials regularly hold press conferences to reinforce their stance, insisting that history and law are on their side. But other countries strongly disagree, arguing that these claims violate international law and threaten their own territorial rights. This ongoing disagreement has made the South China Sea a risky and unpredictable environment for everyone who depends on it. The crowded shipping lanes are now scenes of constant vigilance, with cargo ships, fishing boats, and patrol vessels all navigating close to one another, sometimes under the watchful eyes of military aircraft overhead. There have been numerous incidents where fishing boats from the Philippines or Indonesia were intercepted, boarded, or chased away by larger foreign ships. These tense encounters can be frightening for the crews involved and have led to diplomatic protests and calls for international intervention. In response to these ongoing challenges, Indonesia and the Philippines have recognized the importance of working together. Their naval officers now regularly meet to plan joint patrols and share intelligence, strengthening their ability to respond to threats and protect their interests. By cooperating more closely, Indonesia and the Philippines hope to ensure the safety of their people, safeguard their resources, and maintain peace in the region. Their partnership sends a powerful message. Unity and collaboration are essential in facing the complex challenges of the South China Sea. To face these challenges, Indonesia and the Philippines have decided to join forces. They believe that working together will make their waters safer and help protect their people. The two countries face similar problems: illegal fishing, smuggling, and the presence of foreign vessels in their waters. By sharing information and coordinating their actions, they can respond faster and more effectively. Cooperation also means they can share resources, like ships and technology, to monitor the sea. When they work together, they send a strong message that they care about their sovereignty and are ready to defend it. Most importantly, their partnership is not just about defense. It is also about building trust and peace, so their people can live and work safely. One of the most important steps Indonesia and the Philippines have taken is joint patrols. Their coast guards and navies actually sail together in areas where their waters meet. These patrols help stop illegal fishing and smuggling, and they also protect local fishers from being harassed by foreign ships. By showing their presence, they remind everyone that these waters are watched and cared for. For example, in May 2023, both countries launched their first joint patrol in the Sulawesi Sea. This was a pretty big moment, showing their commitment to working as one. The patrols are also a way to practice teamwork and learn from each other. Indonesian and Filipino officers share tips and experience, learning how to respond to problems together. Beyond patrols, Indonesia and the Philippines meet often to talk about their maritime security. Their leaders and top officials have regular meetings to discuss new challenges. These meetings help them understand each other's concerns and plan how to respond. They also give them a chance to agree on rules and ways to solve disputes peacefully. Recently, both countries agreed to boost their cooperation even further. They talk about sharing information, holding more joint exercises, and even working together on technology. Diplomacy is just as important as patrols. It keeps communication open and helps build trust, not only between Indonesia and the Philippines, but also with other neighbors. The partnership between Indonesia and the Philippines matters for many reasons. First, it helps protect their own people, especially fishers who depend on the sea for their living. Second, their cooperation makes the South China Sea a safer place. When two big countries work together, it is harder for others to cause trouble or break the rules. Third, this alliance is a good example for other countries in Southeast Asia. It shows that neighbors can work together to solve common problems. Finally, their teamwork helps balance the power in the region. By standing together, Indonesia and the Philippines can defend their rights and keep their waters safe. Maritime cooperation is not only about today's problems, it is also about building a better future for both countries and the region. By working together, Indonesia and the Philippines build trust. They get to know each other's ways of working and thinking. This makes it easier to solve new problems when they arise. Their partnership also helps their economies. Safe seas mean more trade, better fishing, and more jobs for their people. As they continue to cooperate, they can also help other Southeast Asian countries join in. Together, they can create a stronger, more peaceful neighborhood. Indonesia and the Philippines are showing that even in difficult times, neighbors can work together. Their rising maritime alliance gives hope for peace and safety in the South China Sea. By joining forces, they protect their people and their way of life. They also show the world that peaceful cooperation is possible, even when there are disagreements. The future looks brighter as both countries keep strengthening their friendship and partnership. Their actions may inspire others in the region to do the same. With trust, teamwork, and respect, Indonesia and the Philippines can help bring lasting peace and stability to the South China Sea. As Indonesia and the Philippines look ahead, the journey is far from over. The South China Sea will continue to present new challenges, rising security threats, climate change, and shifting regional dynamics. But with every test comes opportunity. By deepening their maritime cooperation, these two nations can unlock new ways to protect their shared waters, support sustainable fishing, and advance scientific research. Working together, they can set new standards for environmental stewardship and conflict resolution. The path forward isn't always clear, but with courage and commitment, Indonesia and the Philippines can shape a future where the South China Sea becomes a symbol of unity and shared prosperity for their people and for generations to come. Beyond security and diplomacy, the maritime alliance between Indonesia and the Philippines is unlocking new economic possibilities. As cooperation deepens, trade routes become safer and more efficient, boosting commerce between the two nations and their regional partners. Joint efforts in sustainable fisheries are revitalizing local economies. providing jobs, and ensuring food security for millions. Investment is also on the rise. With improved maritime governance, international businesses are eyeing the region for new opportunities, from eco-friendly tourism to renewable energy projects. Ports are expanding, technology is advancing, and coastal communities are thriving. Together, Indonesia and the Philippines are turning their shared waters into engines of growth, not just for themselves, but for all of Southeast Asia. Their partnership stands as a powerful example of how collaboration can transform challenges into lasting prosperity. But prosperity isn't just measured in trade and technology, it's also about protecting the natural treasures that make the region unique. Indonesia and the Philippines have launched joint environmental initiatives to safeguard their shared marine heritage in the South China Sea. Together, they're leading coral reef restoration projects, planting new coral beds, and monitoring marine biodiversity. Patrols crack down on illegal fishing, while new technologies help enforce sustainable fishing practices, ensuring that the sea's bounty endures for generations. Educational campaigns reach local communities, empowering fishermen and young leaders to become stewards of the ocean. Through these efforts, both nations are not only preserving fragile ecosystems, but also securing the future livelihoods of millions. By working hand in hand, Indonesia and the Philippines are proving that environmental protection and economic progress can, and must, go together, ensuring that the blue frontier remains vibrant and vital for all. The strengthened alliance between Indonesia and the Philippines is sending ripples of opportunity across Southeast Asia. By working together to ensure the safety and openness of their shared sea lanes, they're transforming the region into a powerhouse for global trade. Secure maritime routes mean goods move swiftly from bustling ports to distant markets, fueling economic growth not just at home, but throughout the region. Joint investments in port infrastructure and digital tracking systems are streamlining logistics, reducing shipping times, and lowering costs for businesses of all sizes. Small-scale traders and local entrepreneurs now have unprecedented access to international markets, while major industries, from agriculture to electronics, enjoy a reliable gateway to the world. This partnership is also attracting new investments, as global companies recognize the stability and promise of a region united by cooperation. With every shipment and every handshake, Indonesia and the Philippines are proving that trust at sea leads to prosperity on land, creating jobs, boosting incomes, and lifting communities toward a brighter, more connected future. As Indonesia and the Philippines look to the horizon, new challenges and opportunities emerge in their shared maritime journey. The South China Sea, rich in resources and bustling with activity, faces mounting environmental pressures, from overfishing to coral reef degradation and plastic pollution. For both nations, the future hinges on balancing economic ambitions with the urgent need to protect these vital waters. Innovative agreements on sustainable fishing and joint marine patrols are taking shape, setting limits and safeguarding spawning grounds to ensure fish stocks for generations to come. Collaborative efforts in monitoring pollution, restoring coral reefs, and promoting eco-friendly shipping practices are also gaining momentum, signaling a commitment to environmental stewardship. But challenges remain. Illegal fishing, climate change, and the need for stronger enforcement test the resilience of this alliance. Yet, Indonesia and the Philippines see these hurdles as chances to lead by example, inviting neighbors and global partners to join in building a model for sustainable maritime cooperation. By embracing both the promise and the responsibility of guardianship, these nations are charting a course where prosperity and environmental protection go hand in hand, ensuring that the blue frontier remains a source of life, security, and opportunity for generations yet to come.